Humanoid robots have officially breached the containment of the laboratory. If you thought the last 12 months were fast, you need to recalibrate your expectations for 2026. In just the last few weeks, the entire definition of state-of-the-art was rewritten. We aren't talking about prototypes stumbling around on a stage anymore. We aren't talking about maybe or someday. Right now, as you watch this, the impossible is happening. There is a robot in Shanghai threading a needle with sub-millimeter precision, solving the hardest problem in robotic physics. There is a robot in a battery gigafactory handling high-voltage cables that pose a critical safety risk to any human operator. And there is a consumer humanoid that you can actually buy today, for less than the price of a high-end gaming PC. The transition from science project to industrial infrastructure is over. We have officially entered the deployment phase. Today on Viso Robotics, we are tearing down the 2026 state-of-the-art. We are analyzing the impossible dexterity breakthrough that just occurred, the brutal economics of the new price wars, and the reality of the first dark factories coming online. This is the new world of embodied intelligence. Let's dive deep. The most significant technical breakthrough of the last 5 years didn't happen in Silicon Valley. It happened in China at a company called TARS Robotics. For decades, robotics had a fatal flaw. It's called the soft object problem. In engineering terms, these are deformable linear objects. Thread, wires, fabric. Robots love rigidity. A metal block is predictable. You can move it 1,000,000 times with zero error. But the moment you touch a piece of thread, chaos theory takes over. It twists, it buckles, and the math required to predict that movement is a nightmare. But recently, TARS Robotics hosted an event called Needle Kung Fu. They didn't make their robot do a backflip. They didn't make it dance. They made it do something much harder: embroidery. What you are seeing is the TARS T-Series robot taking a tiny shimmering needle and threading it in a single fluid motion. This is the ChatGPT moment for dexterity. Just as AI mastered language, this robot has mastered physical intuition. They achieved this with a new architecture called the Trinity solution. It's a closed loop of 3 systems. Sense Hub. This is the data layer. It doesn't just record video, it captures the invisible data of a human master, the micro-vibrations and force vectors of touch. A WE 2.0 AI World Engine. This is the brain. Unlike old robots that follow a script, this model understands physics. It predicts how the thread will deform before the robot even touches it. It is simulating the future in real time. Zero-gap hardware. The physical hands execute these commands without the jitter or lag that plagued previous generations. Why does this matter? Why should you care about a robot stitching a logo? Because if a robot has the dexterity to thread a needle, it can assemble the complex wire harnesses in your car engine, a job that is still 100% manual today because wires are floppy and unpredictable. It can handle delicate electronics. Eventually, it can suture a wound in surgery. TARS Robotics hasn't just built a sewing machine. They have solved the last mile of automation. While TARS is solving the physics of the high end, Unitree is rewriting the economics of the low end. Unitree has been a proactive innovator in this space for years. Recently, they made a move that didn't just shift the market, it fundamentally broke it. They released the Unitree R1. The most critical specification of this robot isn't its speed, and it isn't its battery life. It is the price tag, $5,900. Let that sink in. $5,900. That is cheaper than a Leica camera. It is less than the cost of a high-end workstation computer. For the last decade, the barrier to entry for humanoid robotics was 6 figures, roughly $100,000. You needed a massive research grant just to touch one. Unitree has effectively democratized the entire field. By dragging the hardware costs down to consumer levels, they have ensured that every university, every hackerspace, and every startup garage can now afford a development platform. This is the industry's Model T moment, and the R1 is not a toy. It stands 1.2 meters tall, runs at 9 kilometers per hour, and runs on a fully integrated AI brain backed by an 8-core CPU. It sees, it speaks, and it connects. But they didn't stop there. For the heavy-duty sector, they showcased the Pro version, the G1. And to prove this lightweight frame could handle real work, they performed a stress test that silenced the critics. They hooked this 35-kilogram robot up to a 1,400-kilogram automobile. And the robot pulled it. This shouldn't be physically possible for a lightweight frame, but the G1 uses a new control system called Thor. You can see the robot leaning back, shifting its center of mass to a precise angle that maximizes the coefficient of friction with the ground. It is converting its own limited mass into pure leverage. It achieved a 40-to-1 weight-to-load ratio. They also debuted anti-gravity mode. In industrial testing, the robot was kicked, shoved, and tripped by heavy machinery simulations. Instead of falling and breaking, it bounced back instantly, using its motors to mimic the elasticity of biological muscle. So we have the dexterity and we have the cheap hardware. But are these things actually working? Are they generating revenue? This is where the story moves to the dark factory. Recently, CATL, the world's largest battery manufacturer, quietly turned on a fully automated line in their Luoyang plant. But they aren't using traditional robotic arms. They are using humanoid robots developed by Spirit AI, known as the Xiaomo, or Maz-1. This is the first large-scale deployment of humanoids in a hazardous environment, and hazardous is the keyword here. The robots are tasked with high-voltage connector insertion. In the assembly of EV battery packs, connecting the main power harness is the most dangerous step. You are dealing with thick, stiff cables that carry lethal voltage. If a human worker fumbles or if the connection arcs, people get hurt. It is a high-stress, high-risk job. CATL replaced the humans with robots, and the data coming out of that factory is staggering. The Spirit AI robots have achieved a 99% success rate. They use a vision language action model to perceive the 3D geometry of the plug and the socket. Because the cables are flexible, the socket is never in the exact same place twice. A blind robot would fail, but these robots see and adjust in real time, just like a human. Efficiency has jumped by 300%. Why? Because a robot doesn't need a coffee break. It doesn't need a shift change. It doesn't get tired after 8 hours of wrestling with heavy cables. These units are running 24/7. This is the reality of 2026 manufacturing. We are moving toward facilities where you don't need lights, you don't need air conditioning, and you don't need safety walkways. The dark factory is no longer a sci-fi concept. It is a competitive advantage. If you are a manufacturer and you are still paying humans to do dangerous repetitive tasks, you are already losing money compared to CATL. Now, you might be asking, where is the West? Where is Silicon Valley in all of this? While China is winning on price and immediate industrial application, the American giants, Tesla and Figure AI, are playing a different game. They are betting everything on scale and general intelligence. Let's look at Figure AI. Recently, they released the Figure 03. Visually, it's a stunning piece of engineering. But the real innovation is hidden. If you look closely at the hands of the Figure 03, you will see something new: cameras. They have embedded vision sensors directly into the palms. This solves the occlusion problem. Think about reaching into a deep shelf or the back of a refrigerator. Your arm blocks your line of sight. Your head can't see what your hand is doing. By putting eyes in the fingertips, Figure allows the robot to see with its hands, ensuring precise grasping in cluttered, chaotic environments. But Figure's biggest move isn't the robot, it's the factory. They have launched BotQ. This is a dedicated manufacturing plant that treats robots like cars. They have moved away from slow, expensive CNC machining and are now using die casting and injection molding. This is capital intensive, but it is the only way to get from making 100 robots a year to making 100,000. And then there is the elephant in the room: Tesla. In 2026, the Optimus Gen 3 is the robot to watch. Tesla is taking a radically different approach to intelligence. They aren't programming rules. They are training an end-to-end neural net. The same brain that drives your Tesla Model Y, the FSD-V12 stack, is now driving the robot. It uses the same occupancy networks to navigate a factory floor. It uses the same path planning to move its arms. Tesla has effectively realized that a humanoid robot is just an electric car with legs. It has a battery, it has motors, and it has an inference computer. The Gen 3 now features hands with 22 degrees of freedom, almost matching human complexity. And with Elon Musk's target of mass production in 2026, they are aiming for a bill of materials under $20,000. If Unitree is the Android of robotics, open, cheap, everywhere, then Tesla is the Apple. A closed ecosystem, highly integrated, and relying on a massive proprietary data advantage. We are also seeing a convergence where automotive tech and robotics tech are becoming the same thing. Look at XPeng. Their new iron robot is challenging Tesla directly, but XPeng is doubling down on the compute. They are powering their robot with the Turing chip, a monster processor capable of 3,000 trillion operations per second. Why do you need that much power in a robot? Privacy. XPeng has introduced what they call the fourth law of robotics. Privacy data does not leave the robot. Because they have so much compute on board, they can process all the video and audio locally. They don't need to send footage of your bedroom or your factory floor to the cloud. In a world where surveillance is a massive concern, a robot that thinks entirely offline could be the feature that wins the home market. So, where does this leave us as we look ahead to the rest of 2026? The narrative has shifted. In 2024, the question was, can the robot walk? In 2025, the question was, can the robot do useful work? In 2026, the question is simply, what is the cost per hour? We have arrived at the point where the technology is proven. The hardware is durable. The AI is capable. Now it is a race to the bottom on price and a race to the top on reliability. The Embodied Singularity isn't coming. It walked into the factory yesterday, threaded a needle, and pulled a 1.4-ton car. The only question left is, are you ready to work alongside them? Make sure to subscribe to Viso Robotics, as we'll be tracking every breakthrough in what promises to be the most critical year in robotics history.